Hello everyone, welcome to the session. Good evening, good to see everyone join in. Hello, hi Kanika, hello Prince, hi Karthik, namaste Nupur, कैसे हो आप सब? I hope all of you are doing well. Welcome to the session. Good to see all of you join in. Hello guys, hi Anuj. Good to see you too. Welcome to the session guys. So how was your day so far? I hope all of you have had a good time, right? Have had a productive day. Welcome to the session. So welcome to Verbal Ability by Ritu Dudhoria. Come on guys, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Hi Tejasvi. Hello Sanjeev. Namaste. Welcome to the session. So guys, क्या क्या किया आज आप लोगों ने? Good evening Ishan. Welcome to the session, but I beat you to it. Good evening. Good to see you. Hi Garima. Good evening. Welcome to the session. Hello Alicia. Arey, no problem, Shan, but do watch the recording because it was a very important session, okay? Subject verb agreement is very crucial. Hi, Jeez, welcome to the session. Hello, Sneha, good to see you. Good evening. Welcome to the session. Okay, so guys, good to see all of you join in. Come on, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Okay, so Verbal Ability by Ritu Dudhoria. So guys, iske liye you have to join the group Unacademy underscore Ritu Dudhoria, the Telegram group. This is the official Telegram group of mine. इसमें आपको मेरे सारे sessions के links मिल जाएंगे, whether it is YouTube session, whether it is a special class or whether it is the plus class. You will get all the links to my sessions. You will get all the PDFs. जैसे कल जो हमने tenses किया था, उसका PDF भी मैंने group पे ही upload किया है. Oh, nice. Very nice, Shan. कौन सा match? Okay, so guys, do join the group for all the PDFs. Yes, yes, good. I was waiting, Ishan. I was waiting when you'll pick this up. Hi, Ritra. Good evening. Welcome to the session. So guys, be a part of the group Unacademy underscore Ritu Dudhoria. ठीक है? These are the upcoming batches. March 9th को ये दोनों batches शुरू हो रहे हैं. So did you win? Ishan, did your team win? Vision batch for CAT 2022 and Shan, did your batch did you win the match? Road to success for CAT 2022 as well. Okay, so you have exceptional educators as a part of these batches, so enroll now. See guys, why do you have to enroll for the plus subscription? You know, it's something that all of us keep telling you every day, but you have to understand it very practically. Okay, you have to understand that a very structured and a systematic preparation is very essential, especially so close to the CAT examination, and especially for an examination as important as what the CAT exam really is. So it becomes very important that you're part of a classroom environment. You are able to interact with your educators, and that too not just educators who teach only in one limited center or locality. It's educators from across the country. For example, I'm in Bangalore and I didn't ever think that I would be interacting with all of you who are sitting in different pockets of the country, and similarly likewise with you as well. So this platform gives an opportunity for you to interact with educators, the best of talent across the country, and benefit from them. Okay, and listen to their inputs, listen to their guidance, listen to their techniques, get your doubts cleared, attend strategy sessions, attend analysis sessions. तो ये सब बहुत ज़्यादा important है. Oh nice, Shan. What do you do? What do you do? आप क्या करते हो? Hi Aryan, welcome to the session. Hello Ashish. So it's very important to be a part of a batch. So do make sure that all of you take the subscription, okay? And don't forget to apply the code RITUMBA in order to do so. Iconic subscription में you get the same benefits of Plus. In addition to that, you get an iconic feature, which is mentor. You get a mentor. You get one-on-one live mentorship sessions. So do join in guys. Prizes आपके screen पे है, और अगर आप code लगाओगे रितु MBA, you will get further 10% off. So please, if you have any doubts, you can call up this number and get the clarification. ठीक है? So let's get started guys. So 2 days ago, I told you that I will take you through introduction, types of verbs. We'll look at modal auxiliaries. Oh, wonderful, Shan. I didn't know that. That's really nice to hear. Tenses, conditional sentences, subject verb agreement, and we have successfully completed these 6 modules. Okay, so today is time to practice. Okay, so we're going to look at sentences. I've got about 55 questions for you. So we'll try out those 55 questions. तो हमने introduction देख लिया, just a 5-minute recap of everything guys, and then we'll get started. So we looked at what are verbs. We looked at कि main verb क्या होता है. Main verb action होता है. We looked at auxiliary verbs. Auxiliary verbs are, okay, auxiliary verbs. You have primary auxiliary verbs and modal auxiliary verbs. We looked at the list of primary auxiliary verbs. Uske baad, good evening Daksh, welcome to the session. Then we looked at the various modal auxiliary verbs. Okay, we looked at what's the difference between can and could, will and would, shall, should, must, may, might, ought. In सबका difference हमने देखा. After that we caught up with the 5 different forms of verbs, which is very important. ठीक है, इसके बाद guys we had a look at tenses. Okay, we looked at present tense, past tense, future tense. We looked at simple continuous, perfect, perfect continuous. इनका format हमने देख लिया. Hi Arman, welcome. Okay, उसके बाद we had a look at, hi Shivanya, we had a look at each of the rules कि simple present कब use होता है. जैसे simple present कब use होता है when you're talking about a regular or habitual action of the present. Present continuous when you're talking about an ongoing action. Then we looked at this prohibitory rule ki present continuous, you never use it with words like see, hear, smell, taste, understand, believe, notice. Okay, in सब पे questions आने वाले यार, so I want you to be sharp. Okay, present perfect tense we discuss कि since के साथ present perfect tense use होता है. We had a look at present perfect continuous tense in action which has been going on. You know, I've been teaching for the last 10 years. So that's, we use present perfect continuous tense there. We had a look at simple past tense. Hello Anuj. Simple past tense dekha. I marked out all the important rules. I've told you whenever you use a time marker of the past, you will use simple past. जब भी ago use होता है, we use simple past. Whenever we say it is high time, we use simple past. Right. We had a look at past continuous tense, an action which is ongoing at a past point of time. ये rule बहुत important था and we discussed this extensively. We looked at the case of no sooner. We looked at the case of hardly and scarcely. We discussed that when there are two actions of the past, the earlier action takes past perfect tense. The later action takes simple past tense. You know, ये सब हमने, we've done it over a span of 2 days. So it's very important that you focus on this. Then we looked at future tense. ठीक है, will का हमने देख लिया. हाँ, of course अंकिता. कार्तिक, अनअकैडमी का भी प्लस सब्सक्रिप्शन है तो वो आपको ज्वाइन करना पड़ेगा. ओके, तो हमने ये सब देख लिया. देन yesterday we had a look at subject verb agreement. We discussed singular subject, singular verb, plural subject, plural verb. We discussed what to do when there's and. We discussed exceptions to important rules. और का देखा, uncountable nouns का देखा. Ankita, after the grammar module, but we've already started with the RC series and special classes. So special classes are also free live classes that happen on the Unacademy learning app. I take special classes for you at 12 and 10. तो आज रात को 10 बजे भी स्पेशल क्लास है और आज 12 बजे की जो स्पेशल क्लास थी उसमें हमने आरसी और क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग किया था. We discussed the case of collective nouns. We discussed, you know, ये सब हमने डिस्कस किया था. We discussed as well as, along with, together with. Important subject comes first. That subject decides the verb. I'm just giving you a recap of the last 2 days. Either or, neither nor. We discussed that first subject is singular, but the second subject decides the verb. Not only but also any order, but the second subject decides the verb. Then we looked at the 4 types of conditional sentences. Right? So this is what we have done till, this is what we did till yesterday. So today it's time to put all of this into practice with a good set of 50-55 questions. All of you ready for this, guys? Yes, all of you ready for this? So the concepts for these 2 classes, guys, have been discussed 5th or 6th March की class में discuss कर लिया था. आज भी I will explain, but you know the concepts have been entirely in depth discussed on 5th and 6th March. अरमान, क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग का हमने एक मॉड्यूल एक रन ऑलरेडी कंप्लीट कर लिया है. उसके बाद पैराबेस क्वेश्चंस का एक रन ऑलरेडी कंप्लीट कर लिया है. We've done a run of vocabulary. Now we're doing a run of grammar. After this, we'll again start off with critical reasoning and reading comprehension. So these modules will keep on repeating. मतलब churn होता रहेगा. So that you know you get a complete practice. Okay. So let's get started, guys. What are we waiting for? Yes, yes, Kanika. Okay, let's start. So this was a quick recap or a revision of what we have done so far. Come on, let's get started, guys. If he were here, conditional sentence. If he were here, he would have come to my rescue. What will be the correction here? If he were here, he would have come to my rescue. No, Ishan, we've discussed this yesterday. Whenever you imagine or wish, you will always use were. Remember, I asked you a question also. If you were to be someone for a day, whom would you be? And Ishan, you chose rabbit. So I told you if you were a rabbit. So guys, were ही होगा. Hi Mahi. Listen, whenever you imagine or wish, you will always use were. ये रहा वो sentence. You will always say, if I were you. If I were the captain. Hello Shutij. If I were you. Now we discussed that generally people error. Very good Tejasvi. Generally the error people make is they say, if I were you, I would have accepted the offer. But you will not say I would have accepted the offer. You will say I would accept the offer. So similarly, you will not say he would have come to my rescue. You will say he would come to my rescue. You will use simple present tense. So you will say he would come to my rescue, not would have come to my rescue. Got it? Clear? Very good Tejasvi. Very, very good. So guys, ये rules जब हम लोग करते हैं ना, it looks really simple. But you have to keep revising it. Only then you'll be able to put it into practice. How I wish. Now there's a wish. Now whenever there's a wish or imagination, you will always use were. So what would be the correction? How I wish there are more useful books in our college library. No. What will you use? How I wish there are more useful books in our college library. नहीं. आप क्या बोलोगे? How I wish. ये verbs and tenses के questions है देव. How I wish there were more useful books in our college library. Very good. Whenever it's an imagination or a wish, I wish I were Virat Kohli. I wish I were you. I wish I were the captain of the Indian cricket team. I wish I were the prime minister of the country. I wish I were the president of the country. How I wish there were more useful books in our school library. Next one. You ought to follow the rules and regulations of the organization, or else you will be fired from the job. Now, what you're referring to here is compulsion. Okay, compulsion. Agar aap rules and regulations, if you do not follow the rules and regulations of the organization, you will be fired from the job. So it is a compulsion. Okay, now if it is a compulsion, can you tell me which auxiliary verb should we use? Do we use ought to? No. We discussed when do you use ought to. Ought to is more like society, what it expects of you, or what is the right thing to do, or what is your moral duty. But whenever it's a compulsion or it's an order, very good Prachi. When it's a, so Nupur should be thoda sa halka pad jayega. Should can also be more like an advice or suggestion. But whenever it's an order or it's a compulsion, you will not use ought to, you will use must. So you must follow the rules and regulations of the organization, or you have to follow the rules and regulations of the organization, or else you will be fired from the job. Must. Very good. The senator ordered that appropriate measures would be taken to combat the problem of measles. The senator ordered that. Now guys, order hai. So you will not say would be taken. It's not would be taken. Now you can tell me, ma'am, order hai, so let's say must be taken. But guys, order is enough, na? Why do you want to use must again? Must is also order. So you can just say the senator ordered that appropriate measures be taken. You can just remove the auxiliary. Must be taken is fine. Nahi, will be is more like an assurance. It's not an order. Order should be taken, must be taken, or you can just say ordered that appropriate measures be taken. There's no need of an auxiliary verb because order is enough here. Main must or in sabka purpose kya hai, that you know the nature of the sentence. Order is fine, just order is fine. Why to unnecessarily cause redundancy? Okay, why to unnecessarily cause repetition or overusage? He will rather fail than resort to unethical means to pass the test. Okay, he will, sorry, I gave off, मैंने already answer दे दिया, but listen. He will rather fail than resort to unethical means to pass the test. Now, rather fail, this is more like a condition. It's not that you will 100% fail. Very good, Sahil. You will say he would rather fail. That's more like, I would rather choose. It's not that it's 100% happened. It's more like a conditional sentence. Very good. He would rather fail than resort to unethical means to pass the test. Very good. So imagination or wish, you will use were. For an order or a compulsion, you will use must. As far as possible, try to avoid unnecessary repetition or redundancy. And you will say he would rather fail than resort to unethical means. Wonderful. Next one. We must be sympathetic towards poor. Now, whenever you're talking about more like a moral duty or what society expects of you or what is the right thing to do, what's the right thing to do, you will not say you must be sympathetic. It's not an order or a compulsion. So which auxiliary verb would suit here? You can say should, very good, but I would more, the best one would be ought to. You ought to be sympathetic towards the poor. Both are fine. You should be sympathetic or you ought to be. The right thing to do. Must becomes an order. Must thoda sa order ya compulsion ho jata hai. So best would be ought to, but should is also fine. Should also works. Might I borrow your book for a day? What would be the correction here? Come on. Might I borrow your book for a day? Arey, good Mahi. I'm so happy to hear. But Mahi, are you attending special classes now? That's very important. And plus subscription is also very crucial. No, guys, we discussed may and might can be used interchangeably. May I is fine, might I is fine. There's actually no error. We generally don't use might. Very common. It's correct. May I borrow your book for a day? Might I borrow your book for a day? It's fine. Both are fine. There's no error. Though she is a 4-year-old girl. Okay, wait. First of all, should be she. Okay, though she is a 4-year-old girl, she could easily lift the parcel. Though she is a 4-year-old girl. Is. You're not talking about the ability of the past. You're talking about the ability of the present. Though you can use may, you can use might, both are correct here. May be correct here, might be correct here. As such कोई error नहीं है इसमें. Though she is a 4-year-old girl, she can easily lift the parcel. Can. You're talking about the ability of the present. Ability of the present. I can lift the parcel. I am strong enough. I can lift the parcel. I can walk 10 kilometers in a day, let's say. Okay. You must never to reveal the secret to anyone. Which word should be removed from here? Which word? Hi Ashutosh, welcome to the session. Which word should we eliminate? You must never to reveal the secret to anyone. Remove to. Very good. You must never reveal the secret to anyone. Wonderful. Next one. It is a well-known fact that when elephants are unnecessarily provoked, they would certainly turn violent. It is a well-known fact. It is a fact. It is certain. It is sure. You will not say they would certainly turn. They will certainly turn. And because will is used, certainly is not required क्योंकि redundancy हो जाता है. You can just say, you can even if you want, you can say they certainly turn violent or they will turn violent. But will and certainly both mean the same. So you needn't necessarily use certainly. Will serve the purpose. क्योंकि दोनों का meaning same है. So it's a well-known fact that when elephants are unnecessarily provoked, they will turn violent. Okay, very good. 10 questions understood, clear. Next one. Come on guys, next question. If, okay, now this slide has a lot of conditional sentences. इस slide में 4 conditional sentences है. Come on. I want you to give all the right answers to all of them. एक बार आप हमारा conditional sentence का चारों का format देख लो, so that you will not go wrong here. Just listen, just remember this format guys. Come on. Understand the format. Okay, you had a look at it. Hi Anushka. yes Kanika, or else you can get 4 ऐसे भी हो सकता है कि आपको 4 sentences दे दिए and you have to find out which sentences have errors in them. So in that case you will not have options, you have to find out which sentences are with error. Okay, next one. Madhu feels that if her mother allowed him to, sorry guys, if her mother allowed her to study, this should be her. Okay, her fate would have been different. If her mother, what will be the correction? If she had studied, she would have passed. If her mother had allowed her to study, her fate would have been different. You want to use allows, then the whole sentence will change. Then you will say, if her mother allows her to study, her fate will be different. Then the entire sentence structure will change. No, would have been, would be, would have been. If she, guys, you have to remember the conditional sentence. If she had studied, she would have passed. If her mother had allowed her to study, her fate would have been different. Means her mother didn't allow her to study, and that is why this is her fate. If her mother had allowed her to study, her fate today would have been different. Got it? Did all of you understand this? Clear? Okay, next one. If I were you, whenever it's a wish or an imagination, if I were you, we just now did this. What will be the correction? If I were you, I would not have accepted the job offer. If I were you, I would not accept the job offer. Very good, excellent. I would not accept the job offer. We did the same sentence. If I were you, I would not, or I would accept, or I would not accept the job offer. It will not be I would not have accepted. Very good. If I were you, I would not accept the job offer. If you finished your work, we can attend. We can attend means it's still open. It's still possible. So you will not say if you finished your work. What will you say? If you finish your work, we can attend. It's still open. It's still possible. So you will say if you finish your work, we can attend the, if you finish your work, we can attend the conference in the hall. Clear? No, can is fine. Can means ability. We can, we will, fine. If you finish your work. Wo accept, not accept, that depends upon the sentence. You can't change the meaning. Okay. The senator has remarked that if he would be an astrologer, whenever you imagine to be someone else, you will use were. So if he were an astrologer, if he were an astrologer, he would have foretold. No, same mistake. You will not say I would have accepted. Nahi. You will use simple present tense. So what will be the correction? The senator has remarked that if he were an astrologer, he would. Senator is like an MP or an ML, like an MP, a member of the parliament. He would foretell the results. Foretell the results. You have to use simple present tense. You have to use simple present tense. Very good, Tejasvi. Wonderful. You will use very good Jeevan. Excellent, Tejaswini. You will use simple present tense. He would foretell the results. Next one. Scientists feel that fish would survive even in freshwater bodies, though only for a short period of time, if the salinity of the water bodies is brought to the required level. Now, survival is an ability. Okay, you're talking about that they are able to survive. So, you will not use the auxiliary would. आप क्या लगाओगे यहाँ पे? When you're talking about an ability, what will you use? Scientists feel that fish would survive. Nahi. What will you say? Arey, wonderful. Scientists feel that fish can survive. Wonderful. Except, very good guys. Wonderful. Very good. Okay. Next one. Most people feel that if proper security measures were taken, the fire could have been successfully thwarted. Thwarted means prevented. Okay, now you have to understand कि fire हो गया और अब आप सोच रहे हो कि अरे अगर हमने ले लिए होते, if we had, okay, if अगर हमने proper security measures ले लिए होते तो ठीक होता. So it's a closed conditional sentence. So what will you say? If proper security measures had been taken. Very good. If proper security measures had been taken, the fire could have been successfully thwarted. But we did not take proper security measures, and that's why the fire took place. If she had studied, she would have passed. If proper security measures had been taken, the fire could have been prevented or thwarted. If only we don't have to go out in the rain. If only, this is a specific sentence type, guys. Can you tell me what will be the correction here? If only we don't have to go out in the rain. Array, if only I dash have to study. You will not say if only I don't have to study. You will say if only I didn't have to study. If only we didn't have to go out in the rain. काश नहीं जाना पड़ता. If only we didn't have to go out in the rain. As he does not want to make this issue public, he avoids to meet anyone. What will be the correction here? Avoids के साथ आप क्या लगाओगे? As he does not want this issue to be public, or as he does not want to make this issue public, he avoids to meet. Very good. You will say he avoids meeting anyone. ING. Avoid will take present participle. He avoids meeting anyone. The board wants that every employee should be sincere and loyal. What's a better way of writing this sentence? यहाँ पे बहुत unnecessary words है. What would be a better way of writing this sentence? Come on, there are a lot of unnecessary words. What would be a better way to put this sentence? Come on. Okay, the simplest way is very good, Prachi. The board wants every employee to be sincere. I want you to be sincere and hardworking. This is the simplest way. Want already है तो should ये सब का जरूरत नहीं है. The board wants every employee to be sincere and loyal. That's all. That's the simplest way. Correct. I hope that this course helps your understanding the concept better. No, helps you to understand the concept better. Simplest way. I hope that this course helps you to understand, or to भी जरूरत नहीं है. You can just say, I hope this course helps you understand the concept better. I hope this course helps you understand the concept better. Helps you in understanding the concept better. That's also fine. Or you can just say, helps you understand the concept better. Okay, next one. The physician suggested her. Now guys, listen to this. Okay, there is a simple concept called as transitive and intransitive. Okay, I'll explain that. So please listen. There's a simple concept called transitive and intransitive verbs. Understand. Now, if I give you a sentence, let's say I threw. Is this correct, or is this complete or incomplete? There's a simple concept called transitive and intransitive. Let's say I give you a sentence, I threw. Is it complete or incomplete? Is it complete or incomplete? I threw. First tell me this, ये transitive intransitive का पहले sort out करते हैं. If I give you a sentence, I threw, you will tell me, अरे what did you throw, right? So I will say, for example, I threw, let's say, a glass of water. Okay, through a glass, then it's complete. So I need to put an object here, right? So verbs which require an object are called transitive verbs. But if I give you a sentence, let's say I cried, it's complete. You don't have to follow. इस verb के बाद आपको कोई object का, he died. He died. Complete. Okay, so transitive matlab, for example, if I just give you a sentence, I told. Incomplete. You will have to say, what did you tell? So transitive के बाद you have to follow it with an object. Okay, but intransitive you do not have to follow it with an object. So transitive के बाद आपको बोलना पड़ता है. You can't just say I told and then just walk away. What did you tell? You can't just say I throw and then keep quiet. No, someone will ask you what did you throw? Okay, but if you say I cried, he died, I ate, okay, I slept, these are all complete. You don't have to follow it with an object. So transitive, and that's intransitive. Now, coming to the next point, what is the difference between said and told? A lot of students find this confusing. Now, said takes the word that. Told always has to be followed by the person. You can't just say I told that. That's incorrect. You will have to say I told him that. I told her that. I told them that. You will always have to, follow it up with the person. Now, suggested के बाद आप person नहीं लगा सकते हो. You can't say the physician suggested her. She is not the suggestion of the physician. The physician suggested that. After जैसे said के बाद that लगता है, वैसे suggested के बाद भी that लगता है. The physician suggested that I or she, in this case it's so she use these medicines regularly. The physician suggested that. Nice way to put it across, Karthik. So the physician suggested, suggest के बाद you put that. Okay, so advice, suggested, उसके बाद अब that, sorry, not advice, sorry, said, suggested, you put advice. Told के जैसे हो गया, for example, advised. She advised him that. She told him that. She assured him that. तो इनके बाद अब person लगा. Okay, but said के बाद never say she said me that. No, Nupur. It's same as, will you think it's correct to say she said her that? Do you think this is correct? She said her that. No. Said ke baad you cannot put the person. You will just say she said that. Similarly, suggested. The physician suggested that she use these medicines regularly. Because after suggested, see, after said, you immediately have to put what was said. After suggest, if you say the physician suggested her, that means she is the physician's suggestion. मतलब physician का suggestion वो है. Physician का suggestion वो नहीं है. Physician उसको suggest कर रहा है. That's okay, Prachi, that's fine. But then the whole sentence structure will थोड़ा सा change हो जाएगा. तो best ये. The physician suggested that she use these medicines regularly. Good evening, Pratham student. Welcome. Okay. Why again should, Tejaswini? Suggest is already there. Why do you need the auxiliary there? Redundancy हो जाएगा. Okay. Right. I think you should let your nails too grow. No, I think you should let your nails grow. I think you should let her go to school. I think you should let her study. I think you should let her follow her dreams. I think you should let her grow. Correct, Shan. The Mexican economy is controlled by the whites. Nevertheless, its efforts for reclaiming its lost pride are praiseworthy. Now, effort will always take, you'll have to follow it by the preposition to. Its efforts to reclaim. You put in a lot of effort. You don't say put in a lot of effort for winning the prize. No, you put in a lot of effort to win the prize. Got it? Correct. So you will say to reclaim. Correct. Nowadays, the internet is also being used for gaining access. Again, no. The internet is being used to gain access. You're using to infinitive here. Okay, but don't get into all of that. To gain access. During the recession, one cannot afford, again, you will not say spending, one cannot afford to spend. I cannot afford to waste another year. I cannot afford to spend this much money. Now, these are two infinites, to plus the verb. Certain words or certain usages will take a to infinite. Okay, so efforts to reclaim, use to gain, I cannot afford to spend. So these words will take to after it. Okay, clear? So this was the first set of words, first set of sentences that we did on. Okay, 5 more are there. Come on. He's a spoiled boy and is used to disobey his parents. Is it correct? What will be the correction? Pratham, tell me, what is the answer here? He is a spoiled boy and is used to disobey his parents. Likes to नहीं, it's you and is used to disobeying his parents. Used to मतलब आदत है, क्या चीज की आदत है? Used to disobeying his parents. So for example, I am used to getting up at early in the morning. I'm used to having my breakfast at 10 p.m. यहाँ पे used to मतलब उसकी आदत. So he's used to disobeying his parents. Used to disobeying his parents. I'm used to getting up at 8 a.m. I'm used to having my coffee hot. I'm used to and is used to disobeying. अच्छा, I can get your point Nupur. हाँ, is used to मतलब इसकी आदत है. That's correct. यहाँ पे used to, अच्छा guys, दो usages है used to का, सुनो. Listen, there are two usages of used to. For example, I used to, let's say I used to play basketball. Okay, if I say I used to play basketball, ये used to मतलब this is your past action. Okay, but there's another used to. For example, अरे I can't change my habits, guys. I'm used to doing this. तो जब आप बोलोगे I'm used to doing this, you know, then you're talking about it as your habit. It can be a current habit as well. Okay, I'm used to facing difficulties. तो दो usages है, दोनों में अलग अलग होगा. यहाँ पे आप playing नहीं बोलोगे because it was past. I used to play basketball. ये used to is this is what I'm used to. This is what I'm accustomed to. This is इसकी मुझे आदत पड़ चुकी है. So यहाँ पे it's being used as a habit. Got it? Did all of you understand this? So you will say used to disobeying his parents. हाँ, that is past का निखिल. He's a spoiled child. That is also correct. He's a spoiled boy and disobeys his parents. That's also fine. हाँ, correct Pratham. Grammatically correct, factually wrong. Like Pratham is used to coming first in class. मतलब आदत हो चुकी है अब तो. True. Okay. Next one. To gossip is common but is a sin. When you're using it as a subject, you don't say to dance is my passion. You say gossiping is common. You're using it as a subject. Correct, Jeevan. But it is a sin. Very good. What is a sin? It is a sin. Very good, Mahi. Gossiping is common. Dancing is my passion. Singing is my passion. So gossiping is common, but it is a sin. The train should arrive at 11:30, but it was almost an hour late. बताओ, correction बताओ. Sure, Pratham, I'll keep reminding you of it. आपको शायद भूलने की बीमारी, भूल जाते हो आप, तो it's okay. I will remember it and I will keep reminding you of it the next time you gossip. The train should have arrived at 11:30. It was supposed to arrive at 11:30, but it was almost an hour late. आ जाना चाहिए था. It should have arrived at 11:30. That was the estimated, or yeah, that was the ETA, but it was almost an hour late. The train should have arrived. That's fine, Ritz, but you will say disobeys. Then you will say he is a spoiled boy and disobeys his parents. Why disobeys? Because he is singular. So it should be disobeys. That's correct. But you can't say and is disobey. No. So either you say he's a spoiled boy and he disobeys his parents, or you say he's a spoiled boy and is used to disobeying his parents. See, Karthik, should have arrived का मतलब है. Now, if you say the train should arrive at 11:30, should arrive means अभी भी time है. Let's say अभी 10 बजे हैं, and someone is asking, अरे भाई train कब आएगा? And you say, अरे don't worry, the train should arrive at 11:30. So this is, it's still open. It can still happen. But अभी तो train आ चुकी है. It should have arrived at 11:30. That was what was supposed to have happened, but it didn't, and it arrived. It arrived at 12:30. It arrived an hour late. So should have means something that you should have done, but you didn't do it. Something that should have happened, but didn't happen. I should have studied, but let's say I didn't. Like I should have listened to Ritu ma'am and applied the code Ritu MB and taken the subscription. Okay, I don't want you to say this statement though at the end of the CAT, after the CAT examination, but okay, whatever. So the train should have arrived at 11:30. Got it? Did all of you understand this? Let's say I should not have eaten this. So should have मतलब अरे नहीं करना चाहिए था, like that. Hi Prince. It is Ritz. I'm referring to your comment as well. Apostrophe s नहीं आएगा. Apostrophe is only used for ownership, and it is used with nouns and pronouns. But disobey is a see. इसमें या तो आप ये correction डालो Ritz, or you say he is a spoiled boy and he disobeys his parents. These are the only two possible corrections. Okay, got it? Yeah. The doctor advised her to not consume salt. Guys, थोड़ा सा jumbled है sentence. Clear करो. क्या होगा? The doctor advised her to not consume salt. The doctor advised her not to consume salt. Very good. Very, very good. Rima promised that she would give up to life. No, advised her. जैसे told her, उसके बाद advised her. बार बार to क्यों use करना जीवन? Advised her. Advice के बाद directly put the person. Rima promised that she would give up lying. Simple. She would give up lying. She will give up. She would give up. Correct, Shivanya. Yeah. Lying. Will, would, both are fine. वो said और told का ही difference है ऊपर. जैसे said के बाद आप that लगाते हो, वैसे suggest के बाद आप that लगाते हो. जैसे told के बाद आप person लगाते हो, वैसे promise, suggest और advice के बाद advice ना, तो advice के बाद आप person लगाते हो. Advised whom? Okay. Got it? Advice के बाद person आएगा. They're just different words. जैसे said and told भी synonyms ही है, पर उनका structure अलग अलग है. वैसे suggest and advise भी synonym ही है, पर उनका structure अलग अलग है. Got it, Nupur? See, I'll tell you what. Suggest, see. After suggest, you directly have to put suggest what. After advise, you have to put advised whom. The difference is in the usage. Good comeback, Nupur. Very good. Okay, next one. Right, let's go to the next. Down. From one. Now, new set, guys. These are all tense-based questions. Okay. Quickly. She told के बाद that नहीं आएगा. She told के बाद person आएगा. So you say she told me that she was busy. Or you could have just said that she said that she was busy. Okay, we just now discussed this, right? After told, you have to put the person. So she told me that she was busy, or she said that she was busy. Next one. Second one, guys. Come on, tell me the answer. Though he did not, there are two corrections. Though he did not involve himself in the conspiracy, or you can say, though he was not involved in the conspiracy. Both are correct. Either you say, though he did not involve himself in the conspiracy, or you say, though he was not involved in the conspiracy, he was convicted of the murder. He did not go in for an Audi, though he could afford. Afford what? Simplest correction is, though he could afford it. He did not go in for an Audi, though he could afford. Afford what? It's a transitive verb. You'll have to say afford what? Afford it. 20 new people have been recruited. नहीं, ज्यादा से ज्यादा पैरेलल रखने की कोशिश करो. तो was convicted था, तो यहाँ पे इसीलिए आएगा was not involved. ज्यादा से ज्यादा पैरेलल रखने की कोशिश करो. Similarly, and is used now. Both the parts should have the same tense here. 20 new people have been recruited and 10 have resigned. And you're connecting it with and. Both the parts, for the sake of parallelism, both the parts should have the same tense. 20 new people have been recruited and 10 have resigned. Then you'll have to change resigned also. Then you'll have to say 20 new people were recruited and 10 resigned. Dono change hoga. Nay, guys, when you're using and to connect two parts, basically they are happening parallelly. So that's why you have to use the same tense structure. So 20 new people have been recruited and 10 have resigned. Because of the and, to maintain consistency and parallelism in the sentence, you have to use the same tense forms. Okay, now this is a little controversial. Please listen to this. Let's understand the different forms of the word lie. When I say lie, I don't mean jhoot wala lie. I mean sleeping wala lie. So, okay, let's understand this. Now, listen to this, guys. This table is crucial. Please understand this. Okay, now we are discussing the different forms of the word lie. Okay, in the present tense, in the past tense, on your own, by someone else. Okay, so before I fill this table up, what I mean by own or someone else is, for example, shine के दो past tenses है. One is shined and the other one is shown. What is the difference between the two? Listen. No, listen. First listen to me guys. This is important. Convicted means charged with an offense. मतलब उसको blame किया गया है. Shined and shown. There are two past tenses of the word shine. Now, you shined your shoes or you shown your shoes? क्या use करोगे आप? You shined your shoes or you shown your shoes? What will you use? You shined your shoes or you shown your shoes? क्या use करोगे आप? जल्दी बताओ. You shined. Shined your shoes is correct. Because shoes अपने आप नहीं चमक रहे हैं. Someone else has to do it. So you shined your shoes. You shined your shoes. You मतलब shoes अपने आप नहीं चमक रहे. Someone else, that is a person, has to do it. So I shined my shoes. He shined his shoes. Someone else is shining the shoes. So this is when someone else. Someone else means shoe खुद नहीं चमक रहा है. किसी और को उसे चमकाना पड़ रहा है. So someone else does it. But the sun shone brightly. Sun को कोई चमकाता नहीं है. It happens on its own. Her face shone brightly. Nobody is shining her face. The glow is on its own. So shone is खुद से. Got it? So similarly, let's understand the usage for lie. Now, on my, see for example, present tense का देखो पहले. My head is aching. My head is aching. I am going to go and lie down. अपने आप में जाऊंगी और मैं सो जाऊंगी. My head is aching in the present tense. I'm talking about present tense because is aching. My head is aching and I'm going to go and lie down. Same चीज past tense में क्या हो जाएगा? My head was aching and so I went and lay down. My head was aching and so I went and lay down. Okay, now when someone else does it, for example, this mouse, let's say this mouse is heavy. So I will lay it on the table. Mouse खुद से जाके table पे नहीं बैठ रहा है. Lay it on the table. The mouse is heavy. I will lay it on the table. Okay, this mouse is heavy. I will lay it on the table. Got it? Did you understand this? Lay in the present tense. A mouse में क्या show off? Okay, listen guys. 1 minute. Let me get 1 minute. Okay, now same cheese को if I make it into past tense. The mouse was heavy. Was past tense. The mouse was heavy and so I laid it on the table. The mouse was heavy and so I laid it on the table. Got it? Did you understand the four usages guys? Present tense खुद से. My head is aching. I'm going to go and lie down. My head was aching. So I went and lay down. The mouse is heavy. I lay it on the table. The mouse was heavy. I laid it on the table. So this table is very important. Okay. Now understand this. She knew that her end was near. Knew. Knew is past tense. correct, Nupura. Then what would he say? She knew past tense. Okay. She knew that her end was near. Past tense. ये column देख रहे हैं. And laid on her deathbed. On her own. Nobody put her there. On her own. So you will say and lay on her deathbed. She knew that her end was near and lay on her deathbed. Clear? Did all of you understand this? Clear? Okay, wonderful. Come on. Come on guys, quickly. Next one. Come on everyone, next one. Today we live in an overwhelming diversity where industrial and social development is singular. So क्या करोगे आप यहाँ पे? You will say has created many different kinds of occupation. Do worry जीवन, ये थोड़ा, that's why tenses ना बहुत सारा है. I've broken it up into 3-4 parts. Don't worry, आपको आते आते आ जाएगा. We hope the government does not rise the prices of petrol. Again, rise is when it happens on its own. For example, the sun rises in the east. But here, the government is doing it. So you will say the government does not raise the prices. The government does not raise the prices of petrol once again. Got it? Raise. Very good. This we already discussed. Shined is when someone else does it. Sun अपने आप चमकता है. So the sun shone all afternoon. The sun shone all afternoon. Okay, can you tell me the correction, guys, in the fourth sentence? Chalo, fourth one. What will be the correction? Very good. You will say the flower smells sweet. We discussed prohibitory rule में present continuous tense you will not use with words like smell and senses, verbs of senses. Doonpur is an obscure or slightly unknown village on the Indo-China border where people have to walk across paddy fields before the border road was constructed. अब नहीं करना पड़ता. पहले करना पड़ता था before the border road was constructed. Now it's fine. Earlier, before the border road was constructed, people have to walk nahi. People had to walk. Doonpur is an obscure village on the Indo-China border where people had to walk across paddy fields before the border road was constructed. Had to. Correct. Next one. Come on, next one. Right, yes, Pratham. Okay. Acha, when I said Doonpur, okay. You had better met the vice chancellor. Had better का सेम स्ट्रक्चर है जैसे must का होता है. You don't say you must met the vice chancellor. You will say you must meet the vice chancellor. So you had better meet the vice chancellor. Whenever you're confused now, had better is same as must. You had better meet the vice chancellor if you want to be sure of securing admission in this college. You had better meet, you must meet, you should meet, kuch bhi ho. Basic correction is it should be meet. You had better meet the vice chancellor if you want to be sure of securing admission. Okay, guys, whenever a time marker of the past is used, which tends to be used? When we use a time marker of the past, which tense should we use? Simple past, na? I saw a movie yesterday. Remember when you use time marker of the past, this is a very important rule that we discussed. I starred it and all of it I did. Whenever you use a time marker of the past, you will use simple past. I saw a movie yesterday. Samuel invented the device in 1978. You will use simple past. So यही याद करके हमको यहाँ पे correction make करना है. Last week, a web-based newspaper covering issues pertaining to South Asia featured an interesting report. Simple past tense. Not has featured. Just featured. Just featured. Okay, Ritz, what are you saying? I mean, आप शायद थोड़ा वीडियो के पीछे चल रहे हो. Smell वाला question is over. Just check. She is a gifted athlete who is displaying her talent on the badminton court for the past 2 years. पिछले 2 साल से चला आ रहा है. So what will you say? She is a gifted sports person or a gifted athlete who has been displaying her talent on the badminton court. Has been displaying. चला आ रहा है. Has been displaying. Very good. Come on, 14th one. What will be the correction? Some primitive societies. Ritz, you're watching a previous reel. Acha guys, someone type it in the chat box now. Just asked her to refresh her connection and join in now. She's watching the previous sentences. Some primitive societies believe that. It's their daily belief. Nupur, I think there are 10 more sentences. Jaldi jaldi kar lenge. 10 more sentences hai. 10, 12. Okay. My sister is not at home. She dashed out in the morning. Time marker of the past. So you will say she went out in the morning. Time marker of the past. Geez, these questions directly आजकल CAT में नहीं आते पर अगर आप मतलब this helps you a lot with the CAT examination. But when you talk about OMETs na, like you can get 10, 5, 10, some exams में even 15, some exams में 15 questions तक भी आता है only on grammar. Like ZAT relies on grammar a lot, IFT relies a lot, SNAP relies a lot, NMAT तो बहुत ज़्यादा. Okay. Right, she went out in the morning. Since its inception, guys, we discussed कि since के साथ we always use CMAT में are very important pages when you can get almost anywhere between 5 to 10 questions. Okay, I think Ritz is still stuck with the previous sentences. Since its inception, the company has been relying heavily on the loyalty of its employees. The company has relied. You use present perfect tense. Generally हम लोग present perfect tense use करते हैं when it is since. So since its inception, the company has relied heavily on the loyalty. Anywhere between 5 to 10 questions, Shan. Okay, we discussed whenever you use it as high time, you will always use simple past. High time के साथ आप लोग always simple past use करोगे. It is high time the teachers finished the syllabus. It is high time the lecturers finished the syllabus. In the olden days, tribals were living नहीं. Tribals lived. In the olden days, पुराने ज़माने में, tribals lived in small caves on the mountain side. While I was in Bangalore, again, regular action of the past. This is a regular action of the past. Regular action of the past, you will use simple past. So, I played cricket every week. In my childhood, while I was in Bangalore, I played cricket every week. Next one, two actions of the past. Earlier action, remember the rule of past perfect, guys, very important rule. We start it. Earlier action takes past perfect tense. By the time I reached the station, the train had left. Earlier action takes past perfect tense. Later action takes simple past tense. The later action takes simple past tense. हाँ, तो was भी simple past है और ये भी simple past है, तो parallel भी हो गया. Was भी simple past ही है ना, तो ये भी simple past है, तो that's why parallel भी हो गया. You will say he had just entered the house. He had entered. He had just entered the house when the doorbell rang. He had just entered the house when the doorbell rang. Nee, ring rang. Rang is past tense. Very good. Okay. I visited London and I know the place quite well. I know matlab abhi tak. So I have visited London and I know the place quite well. I have visited London and I know the place quite well. For example, ये sentence देखो जो हमने discuss किया था. ये सब हम लोग डिस्कस कर चुके हैं गाइस. प्रेजेंट परफेक्ट सेम सेंटेंस. आई हैव विजिटेड लंदन एंड आई नो द प्लेस क्वाइट वेल. वेरी गुड. एक्सीलेंट अनुष्का. A major change. Since के साथ always remember guys, you will use present perfect tense. Since के साथ we will use present perfect tense. A major change since the first share market boom of the 1980s has been the readiness. Has been the readiness. With since we will use the present perfect tense. A major change since the stock market boom or first share market boom has been the readiness. My friend has been in the hospital since Monday. As soon as the mother saw what the girl had done, she had done something. This is earlier action. So that's why past perfect tense. And because of this, she was admonished or scolded. Later action will take, the later action will take simple past tense. The later action will take simple past tense. Very good. A class of technicians. A class singular, collective noun. A class of technicians called knowledge technicians are emerging. Nahi. You will say is emerging. A class of engineers or technicians called knowledge technicians is emerging. Tell me the 25th one guys. We discussed this yesterday. Subject verb agreement mein. Captain is singular. Important subject comes first and the important subject will decide the verb. You will not say have protested, you will say has protested. Very good, very proud. Last three sentences, come on. Thorough knowledge of geography as well as history is very important. The subject here is knowledge. Very good. A nice apartment is had by us. This is written in passive voice. But guys, unless and until asked, never write in passive voice. The right usage is always active voice. So can you please change this to active voice? Change this to active voice. A nice house is had by us. We have, why have is a present tense. We have a nice apartment. We have a nice apartment. Not had. If it was had now, it would have said a nice apartment was had by us. is है, present tense है. So we have a nice apartment. When I arrived at the party, Amol already went home. This was earlier action. So you will say Amol had already gone home. Had already gone home. Earlier action will take past perfect tense. Had already gone home. Got it, guys? Clear? Any doubts? Any doubts with these 58, 60 sentences? Clear? All of you? Clear with this, guys? Yes. Okay, wonderful. Very, very well done. Active, passive, guys, we will take up some other day. Guys, don't forget, today we have special class at 10. Okay, आज 10 बजे रात को special class है on para-based questions. That is para jumbles, odd one out, para summary, past perfect. Correct. The earlier action will take past perfect tense. Okay, special classes are free live classes on the Unacademy Learning app. Arey, that's so nice, Karthik. Daily 5 PM join in करना. क्यों बताओ? Yes, 7:30 plus है, 10 PM special class है. Okay, please make sure, guys, that all of you enroll. Now listen to this. The Maharashtra CT batch for 2020. This is the last batch that's coming up. It'll have me, Ravi Prakash sir, Ronak Shah sir, Udit Seni sir, teaching you the entire syllabus for Maharashtra CT. So please make sure that all of you enroll. Okay, I will inform you about the timings of this batch. It starts, guys, jaldi se enroll karo. And now Maharashtra CT is a separate goal on Unacademy. So if your goal is Maharashtra CT examinations, join in this goal. ठीक है, तो आपको काफी कम प्राइसेस में सब्सक्रिप्शन मिलेगा. Okay. Done, Shan. But like there's so many classes now. There is YouTube at 5, there is 7:30 ko plus, and then that's why. So please make sure. Nice, very good. So please make sure that all of you enroll. Ask a doubt feature use karo. You can just upload your doubts and get solutions. Okay, in your preferred language. So jaldi se, and don't forget to apply the code Ritu MBA in order to get subscription. So what are you waiting for, guys? Let's crack it. See you at 7:30 for plus and 10 for special class. Daily YouTube live at 5 PM. Like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to apply the code Ritu MBA. It's a very simple code to get 10% off your plus subscription. Bye-bye, guys.